वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्यतमः प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, warm welcome everyone in the study of Bhagavad Gita. See such a fascinating dialogue now between Krishna and Arjuna. Now, generally in communication, in expressing in communication, or yeah, in one's own thinking, one of the biggest obstacles I find is making assumptions. In the sense, like many of my actually family members, and I think this is not just an Indian thing, it's a worldwide thing. And check it out in your friends' family. Many of my family members, close family members, I hear, listen them say, what? And of course, like in Hindi say, मेरे को तो लगा मैंने तो ऐसा सोचा. Like I assumed, I thought, I felt, oh, I thought she would be coming. I assumed she would be coming. I assumed she wouldn't be coming. I thought you liked this. I thought you didn't like. Well, I did not. I just thought it. I just took it. I just assumed. So many a times now communications, the message gets broken. The message gets broken when I start assuming, or if I assume, or if I just think. And sometimes we should be assuming, we should be thinking in the sense like everything need not be said in words. Actually, in pure love, not everything is said in words. Then what love is there if I have to spill it out everything? I have to write or say everything in very clear details. No, love actually in love just through the expression of the eyes, the message is understood and read. So not everything should be literally spoken. Say that you did not tell this to me literally. Some things kind of are understood or yes, but many a things in general communication, see, because of making assumptions, because of not getting the right assumptions, there is a mistake. And then, oh, I assumed, say, making a travel itinerary. Oh, well, I thought that the trains would still be running. I didn't check. I thought that this, and there's a big change in the travel arrangements and all. One may end up paying more fare, or one may end up taking a different route, and so much. So these assumptions making, but now see in this study of Bhagavad Gita, in this dialogue between Arjuna and Krishna, we do not need to make any assumptions. There's no requirement to make any concoction to create something or to make any assumptions. So does Krishna mean it like this? Does Krishna mean it like that? As in, the best we can do in Bhagavad Gita is not make interpretations. Bhagavad Gita is not open for interpretations. It is not open for my thinking or opinion, or in my thinking or in my opinion. It is the message is that it is the message is very clear, coming down from disciplic succession. Yeah, coming down from disciplic succession. So the best way to get out the message, to understand the message, is in associating with devotees who are in connected with the disciplic succession. Then the same message, the same very same message what Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, we will find when we study, actually Krishna is directly speaking to us, not to Arjuna. Arjuna doesn't need changing, or Arjuna doesn't need, he has no problem. The problem is with me, and Krishna is directly speaking it to me only. It's a very personal dialogue. So Bhagavad Gita, we do not need to make, in the practice of Krishna consciousness, we do not need to make any assumptions or any ideas or create something. No, we just take it as it is. Yes, of course, we apply our intelligence, we ask questions, we apply logic, we ask questions, we try it before we buy it. Explore, na? We should fully explore, we should try before we buy, but at the same time, we should continue to practice. Only then we will get to know the process works or not without making any. There's no need to make any assumptions, and in society, often it is seen because of assumptions we get so much into misunderstandings. Yes, communication, the real message is lost and misunderstandings come about. Why? Because I assume something. And through the study of Bhagavad Gita, we will become wise. Uh, Krishna residing in our heart, we will find more inspiration. And we want to be driven by Krishna so much so that we don't have to assume anything. Krishna will guide us what job to take, what job to quit, where to go, where not to go, everything. This is the prayer when we uh, come in association of devotees through Guru and Gaurang, the message will more come about. So, with this mood, with this understanding, prayers, and aspiration, that I do not need to make any assumptions because making assumptions can lead me to big misunderstandings. I don't need to discover anything or create anything new. Take on the message as it is, read it with a gentle, sincere heart, asking all questions and putting it into practice. Again, as they say in English, the proof of pudding is in the eating. So, Bhagavad Gita as it is, we read, we do japa, and we can check it out for ourselves, the association of devotees, how it is helping me, what it is providing me, giving me. पहले इस्तेमाल करें फिर विश्वास करें. So with this prayer, with this mood, with this understanding aspiration to avoid any misunderstanding in life, avoid any miscalculation, misjudgment in life, by taking not by not making any wrong assumptions, by taking Bhagavad Gita in its pure sanctity as it is, we continue the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. Today is what we're going to read. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, chapter entitled Devotional Service, and it is from text 18 to 19 what we will be seeing. So maybe Nikhil can read translation and purport. It should be coming on screen. Samashatrau cha mitra cha तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जितम् तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमति भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नर. So, Nikhil, you can read when it comes on the screen, or you can read anyways if you have got it with you.
Hare Krishna. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service, such a person is very dear to me.
Yes, that's
Purport.
text 18, 19. Can read purport also of text 18 and 19.
A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. But a
Again,
devotee,
start the purport from beginning and read the first sentence 2, 3 times.
a devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society.
Yeah, continue reading, but devotee.
But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress, or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but the topics about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only of essentials, and the most essential speech for, for the devotee is to speak for the sake of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not, but he is satisfied. Nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree, and he may sometimes live in a very palatial building. He is attracted to neither. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. We may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualifications of a devotee, but this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Harav abhaktasya kuto mahad gunah. One guna, one who is not a devotee, has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualifications. Of course, he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them. Translation: one who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
So Krishna is directly speaking, see, directly saying who is dear to him, what does he like, what does he want, what attitude does he want in us, what should be our attitude. Nowhere is like he's not wanting our body to be having like this or like that. No, he's not interested in the skin color or what is my hairstyle, how do I look, or no, not on those things. No, everything is aimed at like building our attitude. What attitude do I have? What is my character? What is my personality or definition of life? है on that. So all this to build our attitude. And there's some genuine, some natural criteria na, for us to qualify to become a devotee or for us to qualify attain the kingdom of God. Such qualifications. As I thought, it's not like that I don't need to do nothing and I will attain kingdom of Krishna. So, huh? It is not like Krishna consciousness is not like okay, just believe in Krishna and you will go in heaven. Just believe in Krishna and then do all nonsense. Just believe in Krishna and do all nonsense. What? Believe in Krishna and continue eating meat. Believe in Krishna and drink okay. Just drink in moderation. Believe in Krishna and drink in moderation and go to heaven. Believe in Krishna and be a good man and drink in moderation and eat non-veg in moderation, eat meat in moderation. Do gamble, but gamble responsibly. Wow. Now this is amazing. There is one company in the UK. It's a what? Can be responsible, gamble responsibly, or in advertisement. Now, in so many advertisements, disclaimers are given. In movie starts before, so many disclaimers are given that this has got nothing to do with reality, and we do not want anyone to be influenced or gamble responsibly. Now, just writing the disclaimer or giving this gamble responsibly, can anyone gamble responsibly? Gamble and responsibility, they do not go together. Gamble makes one blind. When one is blind, how can he be thinking responsibly? How can he act responsibly? Uh, Addiction, drinking, drugs, drinks, alcohol, as they say, what? Eat, live, drink, marry, something like that. Uh, they blind people. Illicit relations, drugs, drinks, alcohol. They blind and live responsibly then. No, one cannot gamble responsibly. So all these shlokas, they are aimed to build that attitude. What should be a devotee's attitude? What is a devotee's attitude like? And then move ahead all the way to attain Godhead. So it is not like a casual practice that just I believe in Krishna. Janmashtami I go to temple. Every Sunday, I go to Krishna temple in the morning, and then after spending half an hour in the temple and coming out of the temple, taking some selfies, or within the temple, making some videos and selfies, and then I go to the nearest mall. And in the nearest mall, I party, I eat, drink, everything. I socialize, I play games. Then I go seeing girls. Then I go doing this, doing that. Then I go to the beach. And I spend my Sunday like this having fun. And in the evening, I come watch football or cricket. This is not. Mm, this is not how uh, Krishna consciousness as such works. No, that just mere believing. What does believe mean? Uh, Believe. It's a very light word. Believe. So Krishna consciousness is not like a faith-based practice or belief-based practice. No, it is a science, proper science. All these shlokas, whatever Krishna, this dialogue, it is not to make my belief, or it is not just like a dry faith-based practice. No, it is a proper science. Believe, I may not believe. Nature works, Baba. Nature works, nature's law. Doesn't matter if I believe or not believe. So whatever Krishna is saying na, in these slokas, if I believe or not believe, but he's saying one who is equipoised in honor, dishonor, one who is equal friends and enemies, heat, cold. That emotion, that consciousness we have to develop to become equanimity in the sense. If we want to fly high, if we want to fly high, we have to carry lightweight. We have to go lightweight. We cannot fly high with heavy weight if we want to travel high. So likewise, if we are aiming for Golok Vrindavan, then we have to be coming to a complaint-free zone. No complaint zone, no remorse, no material attachments. Na Maya mili na Ram. Na, it doesn't work like that. Krishna consciousness, that I have some of my nose stuck in, some of my head stuck in sense gratification, and yes, okay. Mahaprabhu's process is Kirtanya Sadahari. It's not like becoming a devotee on Janmashtami or Sunday or Monday or Monday, Wednesday, Friday devotee and outside not. When I'm in a temple, I'm a devotee. Outside the temple, I'm not. Uh, When I'm at workplace, then no, it's at workplace. No, throughout Kirtanya Sadahari. So these qualities, these then we need to check ourselves on them and have them fully throughout any time. So Krishna is telling us what does he like, what is his expectation say, who is dear to him. Clearly he's saying. So Bhagavad Gita na Sambandh Abhidya Prayojan. Krishna tells us about him, who we are, what is our relationship with him. Then also how to come to that relationship and what would be the purpose. Some of the slokas they are like very principle siddhant oriented messages Krishna tells, absolute truth. Some are instructions for us, guidance, teachings, learnings for us. Now again Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, I am the source of all material and spiritual emanation. And those who know this, those who are wise know this, they engage in my loving devotional service 10.8. Uh, not a instruction or teaching as such a direct in a sense. More of he's stating a absolute statement to reality. But the teachings, learnings, chapter 3, 4, 5, wherever other places, in 7 to 12, predominantly more absolute reality, at least 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 here we see, yes, some of the qualities what he's expecting from us. But in order to live in fire, I need to have a proper fire body, otherwise I will burn out. In order to live in land, I need to have this land body, which we are having. This is why we can walk on land, we cannot walk on air or sky. And demigods, their body is different. They cannot walk on land, they cannot live on land, no. So we need to qualify with certain qualities so that we can knock on to the door of Krishna. We can then attract the attention of Krishna. And how beautiful Prabhupada says, a devotee is always free from bad association. असत्य संग छाड़ी ए वैष्णवर आचार स्त्री संगी एक असाधु कृष्ण भक्त आर. Mahaprabhu says, right? Some devotee asked Mahaprabhu that what is the quality, what is the identification, or what is the feature, or what should be the aim of a devotee? Who is a devotee? Say, what should be his behavior? What should he do? Well, the required from a devotee is asat sanga chadi. So giving up all temporary material mundane association. Hey Vaishnavachar, this is the behavior of a devotee that he does not take in any material association or mundane temporary association. So does that mean okay, I stop going school, college, uni? Uh, no, we still go school, college, uni, do our jobs and business and family relations and all those things. But we need not buy in there what the world is offering. As in, one could still work, do his job, but whatever the policies and whatever the job says, no, we need not abide, we need not take them. We don't have to, we did not agree to them. Oh, everything in life is just a passing phase, actually. Should be seen like a passing cloud, passing phase. Everything in life should be filling the gap only like. Of course, Krishna consciousness is not the filling the gap, it is the real thing. And rest all should be dovetailed to protect this real thing. So, job, family, travel, relationships, how to go in relationships, so that Krishna consciousness is protected and further strengthened. job as well, study as well. So, temporary mundane material association does not mean that I stop speaking with um, people at work, say for that matter, or my wider family members and all. No, we still talk, but we did not take in association, as in we do not allow ourselves to be influenced by them. Rather, we should be on the higher level and we should give our association to them. असत संग छाड़ी ए वैष्णवाचार कृष्ण भक्त एक साधु स्त्री संगी यार है ना स्त्री संगी एक असाधु कृष्ण भक्तार so स्त्री संगी one who is into woman womanizer na or one who is very much into woman flirting and furthermore say them company should be given up. No, one should not associate with someone who is so much into say woman or intoxication or worldly affairs. No, Stri Sangi ek asadhu, Krishna Bhaktar. Then of those unsaintly people, those who are Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Bhakta means those who carry a demonic mentality, those who carry a very envious hatred mentality, who spill out poison venom. There are people who envy Krishna, who envy the process of Krishna consciousness, who envy Bhagavad Gita, who envy the holy name. So such person we should not entertain them. We should not spend time with them. We should not try to preach them also. No, no. Krishna residing as Paramatma will give them help. We are not there to help them out. Someone who is demoniac. Others, yes, can be encouraged. But one who is already so full of poison na, towards the holy name and towards scriptures, no point shaking them up. It is not good. Not good for our bhakti and we cannot help them. Actually, the help we can do them is by letting them be on their own. We should not also listen to blasphemies towards devotees and scriptures and God. No. So this is why best is either if we stay there, we should act. Otherwise, we should not stay there. We should not leave and we should move forward. So attainment of Krishna is not like uh, just out of it. Chanting gives all the strength, all the encouragement, all the intelligence to come up to build an attitude wherein we can say attaining Krishna is like a child's play, as in a child's attempt to touch moon, to go to moon or touch moon. So a child seeing moon, full moon, is very impressed by the beauty of the full moon, and he jumps. He keeps on jumping and he jumps very heavily, makes all the effort. Now, can a child by jumping be able to catch full moon? No, doesn't matter. Child or a big man, how much they jump, one jumps, one cannot catch the full moon. But how can one catch the full moon? Well, the only if the full moon wants to land his hand down and lift us up. If the full moon comes to our standard or kind of comes to it gives access to us, only then one can attain moon or catch the moon. Otherwise not. So our also na this study of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam Japa is just like a child's faltering voice. तोतली भाषा में बच्चा बोलता ना. A young child who is learning to speak, he speaks in a faltering voice. But at least he's making effort and mother is pleased when he hears the child speak. So likewise, we are just trying to make an attempt. We should think we should be like that. It's not like okay, by doing this I will attain Krishna. This is all to bring humility. So all this we should be making as in jumping high up and all, making all the efforts that to attract the attention of Krishna. That Krishna, I mean it. We have to demonstrate na, that we genuinely mean it. So acquiring these good qualities, working upon it, japa and all, is to express our desperation for attaining Krishna. that Krishna, really do mean it. Then Krishna, if he wants, he can lift us up anytime. Just like the moon, if he wants, he can lift the child anytime. He can give, mm, bring the child to himself, give him full darshan. But otherwise, the child on his own, he can be jumping, he won't attend. But his jump is only to attract that mercy of the moon. Likewise, our effort should only be to attract the mercy of Krishna. We have to come in the we have to always aim for the mercy of Krishna. This mercy should never be forgotten. You have to always pray and aim for that. And one who is begging for mercy, he can never afford to think within himself that he is very pure or he has come a long way or he is very advanced now or he's senior. Wow. No. And we have to become transcendental to all mundane morality or mundane duality. No. Yeah. So beautiful. A devotee should be quiet does not mean that he does not speak. Quiet when it comes to material dealings, but otherwise he should speak. No, Krishna Katha. He should chant the holy names of Krishna. There are many people who take vows now of not speaking. Baba, it is much not speaking okay because what? Not speaking ill, not speaking bad biting, abusing, swearing, and not speaking jealously. But who is stopping you to speak about Krishna, to chant? No, no one is stopping. We should do that. That is the real encouragement. That is the real thing. Otherwise, what happened? Not speaking nonsense means from negative I am coming to zero. I know that I speak a lot of nonsense, so I should not speak nonsense. So from negative I come to zero, but I'm no going nowhere positive. And we want to go positive, which means what? We want to chant the holy names of Krishna. So these are the solutions: chanting the holy names of Krishna, reading, hearing, associating with devotees. Then we directly come into the higher grade. And only through them, through practicing, we all need inspiration in life. We all need motivation, encouragement, and role model. So spiritual master is there, senior realized Vaishnavas are there. They are the role model, and we need to just follow in their footsteps. Practice the process as it is, and we'll experience such higher joy and gain. It's not like a mundane process, no. This is intelligence. What is the point in staying silent throughout? Staying silent means not speaking ill again, not swearing, but who is stopping us from chanting Krishna, holy names of Krishna? No one. By just becoming silent, how is it pleasing Krishna? We are not talking matter, but at least we are still not serving Krishna also. So we want to serve Krishna, we want to love Krishna. And love means what? Talking. Love means thinking. Love means doing something. Love means serving. So talking of Krishna, hearing of Krishna, chanting of Krishna, listening of Krishna, doing something about Krishna. So personally, we should be fine. Personally, we should not have any high demands or something. The whole focus in Krishna consciousness is to free oneself, ourselves from self obsession to Krishna obsession, pure Krishna obsession. No one is benefited out of just self obsession. Okay, any thoughts, questions, or comments? Okay, let us read the next verse also then. Last verse of this chapter, text 20. Ye tu dharmamritamidam yathoktam paryupasate shraddhana mat parama Bhaktaste tviva me priya. Harsha read and translation and purport should be appearing on screen. Chapter 12, text 20 here.
Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. In this chapter, from verse 2 through the end, from my avesya mano evam, fixing the mind on me, through ye tu dharmamrita idam, this religion of eternal engagement. The Supreme Lord has explained the processes of transcendental service for approaching Him. Such processes are very dear to the Lord, and He accepts a person engaged in them. The question of who is better, one who is engaged in the path of impersonal Brahman, or one who is engaged in the personal service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was raised by Arjuna. And the Lord replied to him so explicitly that there is no doubt that devotional service to the personality of Godhead is the best of all processes of spiritual realization. In other words, in this chapter, it is decided that through good association one develops attachment for pure devotional service and thereby accepts a bona fide spiritual master, and from him begins to hear and chant and observe the regulative principles of devotional service with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus becomes engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. This path is recommended in this chapter. Therefore, there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self realization. Therefore, there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self realization, for the attainment of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonal conception of the Supreme Absolute Truth, as described in this chapter, is recommended only up to the time one surrenders himself for self realization. In other words, as long as one does not have the chance to associate with a pure devotee, the impersonal conception may not be beneficial. In the impersonal conception of the Absolute Truth, one works without fruitive results, meditates and cultivates knowledge to understand spirit and matter. That is, this is necessary as long as one is not in the association of a pure devotee. Fortunately, if one develops directly a desire to engage in Krishna consciousness in pure devotional service, he does not need to undergo step by step improvements in spiritual realization. Devotional service, as described in the middle six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, is more congenial. One need not bother about materials to keep body and soul together. One need not bother about materials to keep body and soul together because by the grace of the Lord, everything is carried out automatically. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of devotional service.
Translation.
Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Okay, we see the translation of text 13 and 14, and maybe a question can be checked. This is the last, and 13 and 14 from there, I think Krishna starts saying, right? Who is very dear, who is very dear. So from 13, 14 onwards, he's saying dear. Now, in this translation to 13 and 14, what is the most important element to capture, to work upon? What is the most important thing? If someone can read the translation, then read this translation.
Hare Krishna. One who is
Yes.
not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
So few things being told, right? One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor, is free from false ego, equal in happiness, tolerance, in distress, tolerant, always. So, what is the most important thing to in these items?
Mind and
Nitto?
intelligence, fixing mind and intelligence on Krishna.
Okay. Harsha, if Lucy Alexandra can speak, then maybe them. Is it
I would say
tolerance,
self-controlled.
self-control? Everything
Means
will come
everything
about. Hmm?
a straight line, like everything aligned towards Krishna. All senses, ego, false ego, intelligence, mind. Like
Everything will come about when we engage in devotional service, when we give our mind and intelligence to Krishna. Self control on its own will never ever come about until and unless I engage in loving devotional service. Yeah. The many spiritual practitioners they do not love and serve Krishna actually. Yet they are spiritual practitioners because they are freeing themselves from matter obsession. Neti, neti, neti. No, I don't like partying. I don't like clubbing. No, partying is loud. Clubbing is loud. Okay, we may not need the screen now. Partying is loud. Clubbing is loud. I don't like this. So freeing from matter. Okay, but who is stopping us from chanting the holy names of Krishna? Uh, who is stopping us from offering food to Krishna, honoring prasadam? Who is stopping us from glorifying Krishna, thinking of Krishna? Mm. So, self control, tolerance, peacefulness, satisfaction, all the qualities, kindness, and all in the real won't come about until and unless we love and serve Krishna, until and unless we engage in devotional service. This is why engaging in devotional service is very sukham kartum avyayam. When we engage in devotional service, we can experience the joy of practicing Krishna consciousness. Then all qualities come about because everything stems from Krishna. Yeah, everything comes from Krishna. This is a dual world, mundane world of duality, good and bad. Their source is all in Krishna. So engaging in devotional service is just like how many zeros are there in 1,000? Three zeros. 100,000, five zeros. Uh, in million, six zeros. Billion, nine zeros. But what value is of those zeros if the one is not in front of them? If one is removed from 1 billion, has it got any value? If one is removed from 100 billion, 11 zeros. But if the one is not in front of those 11 zeros, what value has it got? So likewise, tolerance, kindness, satisfaction, peacefulness, self-control, not envious, all these things, they will find the real value, real worth when Krishna is in front. When we try to be tolerant to attain Krishna, when we try to be peaceful so that it pleases Krishna, when we try to be kind so that Krishna be pleased. Yeah. So love is in relationship. Relationship means two. God is a person. The sooner we realize this, God is a person, a being. Uh, God has a form, spiritual form, complete. Krishna is a form, spiritual form. He has a home, Golok Vrindavan. He has friends, likes, dislikes, family, everything. He has engagement, he has pastimes, and we are his parts and parcels. So, part is meant to serve the whole. Krishna is the complete summum bonum, the complete whole. And we can get real joy only when we start loving and serving Krishna. So by engagement in devotional service, all these qualities, whatever Krishna is saying now from chapter text 13, 14 onwards, all the way, is very dear to me, is very dear, very, very dear. Now bring translation 20 again. 13, 14 we see Krishna mentioned like one who engages in devotional service with his mind and intelligence fixed on me. Then from 15, 16, 17, okay, one who is equipoised and so many things. And what does he say in the translation in 20? The last sloka of this chapter. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service. Na? So devotional service, reading, hearing, chanting, this is the imperishable path. Even in spiritual world, it does not mean that we do not. In spiritual world, it is not like a process. Na? Here we take things as process, step one, step two, task and all. But them it's not like a task. So the 20, what does he say? Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal. So text 20, what is the most important thing in text 20? Making Krishna the supreme goal. When we make Krishna the supreme goal, then all goodness will come about. यस्य अस्ति भक्तिर्भगवती अकिंचन हरो अभक्तस्य कुतो महत्गुणः यस्य अस्ति भक्तिर्भगवती अकिंचन तत्र सर्वे सत सुर समागमः हरो अभक्तस्य कुतो महत्गुणः मनोरथेन अस्ति धावतो बहि. We see this in fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 18, text 12. One who practices devotional service to please Krishna, one who makes Krishna as the supreme goal, then all good qualities come about, and those good qualities will find their worth then. But one who, without making Krishna the supreme goal, whatever good qualities he's trying to acquire, those qualities won't stand with him. They won't be there with him. Haro bhaktasya kuto mahatguna. One who is not trying, who has not made Krishna his supreme goal, is haro bhaktasya. Na? His mind is stolen. Manorathena asti dhavato bhai. He is then traveling by the dictations of his own conditioned mind. So, what good qualities can we expect from a conditioned soul? Hmm. So, making Krishna as the supreme goal, then everything will make sense. But if I do not make Krishna as the supreme goal, nothing will make sense. Nothing is peaceful, then all confusion only. Presently, life may not seem very confusing or may not seem so troublesome because of uh, karma, my some good karma, say healthy karma, healthy desires, somewhat maybe mode of goodness. But then when I leave this body, then next life, And one day the karmic balance will also be running out. Now, good karma will be coming down, and more bad karma reaction will be coming up. And don't know, na, if I'm not in good devotee association, then I will be taking any association anyways here and there. We cannot just lock ourselves. I will be engaged somewhere or the other doing something. And what new karmas I could be making. We should imagine practicing Krishna consciousness. Where would life had taken me had I not been practicing Krishna consciousness? Had I not come across devotees, had I not been friends with devotees, had I not been chanting, what would I be doing now? So we have devotee means who has made Krishna the supreme goal. Now everything we should do with that view to attain Krishna. To begin with, it may not be natural. There may be some push. Okay, fine. We have to push ourselves. And one day will come when we will be naturally wanting that association with Krishna. So them qualities, see names, such good Vedic names people have. But names they find their sweetness only when we see them in relationship with Krishna. Anything out of relation of Krishna is Maya. Anything which is independent of Krishna is Maya. Now, tell me what is independent of Krishna? Nothing is independent of Krishna. Actually, there's nothing Maya. Nothing is so for a pure devotee, nothing is independent of Krishna. So for him, there is nothing Maya, no Maya. But for a conditioned soul like me, I see everything is broken as independent of Krishna. So I'm living in so much in Maya world, in this world of illusion, temporariness. But by the practice of Krishna consciousness, I can come to my original nature. Like for Krishna, there is no Maya because Krishna knows there is nothing independent of me. Everything is resting and existing because of me. So Krishna is the source, He is the Adhar, He is the Mool, He is the basis, the foundation altogether. So our aim should be attainment of Krishna, the joy of Krishna, the beauty of Krishna. Uh, Then all good qualities will come about. Otherwise, we may go on getting attracted just by good qualities, renunciation. Then we will be like a pendulum, sometimes going on one side of the pendulum towards renunciation, detachment. It looks so appealing, renunciation, detachment. Wow, he or she lives so with a minimalistic lifestyle. So appealing. But then another life we could be aiming another end of the pendulum. Oh, enough of minimalistic lifestyle. Let me buy this, let me buy that, let me possess this, let me party like this, all those things. So we are going from one end of the pendulum to another end until and unless we find our Krishna shelter. Can we not have house, car, items in the house and yet be not attached to them? Yet be not materially attached to them. Yes, of course, why not? Like we have this body, we have been blessed with hands, legs, feet, tongue, everything. Now we should understand this body also belongs to Krishna. It is an energy of Krishna, a gift of Krishna via material nature to us. And I must use it in the best possible way to bring myself closer to Krishna. So eat, I should honor Prasadam, I should speak about Krishna only, listen about Krishna, mold my life like this. Nothing I have to lose in life, or I could be losing this Krishna prem. We come in ignorance in life, but we should aim to live life in Krishna prem, love of Godhead. We come in ignorance, but when we live in life, in this human form of life, we have the capacity, we have the opportunity to live with love of Krishna, grace of Krishna. And that is what matters in reality. Rest is just temporary. It is here, changing form, changing shape. So whatever temporary engagement we have got, like school is a temporary engagement, is it not? College, uni, bachelor life, then married life, settled life, all these are temporary engagement. But all this temporary engagement, I should be living, working in a way to fulfill, to come to permanent, eternal engagement. बुद्धियुक्तो जहाति या उभे सुकृत दुष्कृते तस्मात् योगाय युज्यस्व योग कर्मसु कौशलम. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita 250, कर्म की कुशलता, the art of good work, where does it lie? The art of good work is in becoming Krishna conscious. Yoga कर्मसु कौशलम. So the art of good work, कुशलता, कर्म की कुशलता कहाँ की, वो हमें योग में जोड़े. The art of good work is when it helps us to connect with Krishna out of love. And now see, in this world, the studies, the school, college, uni, and the jobs, the work, the businesses, all this, do they make me come closer to Krishna or take me away from Krishna? Actually, take us away from Krishna. Nothing, hardly anything is shaped in the society the way it runs. Anything hardly brings us closer to Krishna. Nothing. Until and unless I take devotee association. Then only I can understand how to navigate life, how to dovetail things, how to make spirit out of matter, meaning out of matter. Otherwise, it's a material life is a meaningless life. But through the understanding, practice, teachings of Krishna consciousness, we can make meaning out of our life altogether. We can find the real purpose, the real strength, the real shelter, the real reason. Blessed are those people who have found an engagement in life, who have found a lifetime engagement. Blessed are those people. Many see worldwide in advanced countries, people go to school, college, uni, but do not know what is the purpose of my life. But what to do? I have to fill up the gaps. So I have to go to school, college, uni, become a PhD, but don't know what is the purpose of my life. Who am I? What am I should be doing? Is there afterlife? Why is there so much of suffering? What happens after that? Is there a God? Very robotic lifestyle we live. Uh, So blessed are those who have found actually a purpose in life and engagement in life. In Krishna consciousness, we have to make it a lifetime engagement. Krishna consciousness is what? It is encouraging engagement. Everyone is engaged in the world. Everyone. Atheist or theist. But Krishna consciousness engagement is encouraging engagement. Rest all engagement, they are just temporary engagement. For us also, we are passing time to stabilize ourselves in eternity, to get our feet settled in eternity. So we have to aim for eternity. A sadhaka aims for permanent bliss. For bliss to be permanent, it has to be eternal, it has to be divine, it has to be spiritual. So we have to aim for transcendence, eternity. And this will, as it says na, in translation, imperishable. Uh, this path of devotional service is imperishable. The rest, everything has an expiry date. Rest, everything has a consequence to bear, good or bad. Everything has a time limit and expiry date. Easily, love is only expanding and love has no limit. So the path of devotional service is imperishable. We do not perish, we do not break out. This is why externally we could be in whatever body, whatever bodily age. But if we are genuinely practicing Krishna consciousness with good association and good consciousness, we will always find ourselves nourished, nurtured, rejuvenated. It is an imperishable path, but problem is material attachments. Those are the problems. And solution is what? Making Krishna the supreme goal. Fixing our mind and intelligence in Krishna. Performing devotional service, only then good qualities will come about. Otherwise, no, those good qualities will not come. And even if we have any good qualities but not used in the service of Krishna, what good is that good for? No value. So in Bhagavatam 10:2-32 we see transcendentalists who do not take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, yet practicing spirituality. How far do they go? Up until Brahma Jyoti only. They may penetrate this universe, but they cannot enter the eternal realm, the spiritual planets. No. So penetrate this universe, but stuck where? In the Brahman effulgence, in the Jyoti, Abha, Kanti, Ray, aura of Krishna's body. Stuck there. And when the next creation takes place, then again, uh, when the shops are shut down, okay, everyone go home, take rest. And when shops are again open, so back to working. So again, when next creation takes place, those everyone who are in the Brahma Jyoti all come down again and continue, become dog, horse, tree, human, and continue the same thing. So saturation will come about only when I find my shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Saturation, Atma, soul will find its saturation only under pure love for Krishna, under conditional, unmotivated, unconditional love and service for Krishna. Otherwise, there is no saturation in life. Okay, any questions, thoughts, or comments? Yes, Nikhil.
Prabhu, in the last sentence, one need not bother about materials to keep body and soul together.
Hmm.
So these materials, like, can you please light, like, what are those materials
Read
that
the
keep
full
our,
sentence then together because
by the grace of the Lord, everything is carried out automatically.
uh, so whatever is there now in one's quota is already there. Material sukh dukh is already pre-decided. So we need not worry about it. See, many times it is observed. A person may not be having any problem externally. Health fine, money fine, family fine, house fine and all. But don't know what is the stress he's taking for some reason or the other. And that person himself is not able to pinpoint what is my problem, but he's having some mental breakdown. Because dukh aana na, if stress misery has to come, it will come anyway. Misery does not need a reason to come na. So whatever materially we are destined to suffer, that suffering will come about. If if by nature's arrangement there is no proper context around it, then without a context, without a apparent reason, apparent reason without an apparent reason, as in without us knowing, without the reason being aware of us or we knowing, still we will be suffering. And without apparent reason, we find ourselves laughing, smiling, some joy, some success coming our way, money coming our way. So whatever quota is there of materials, happiness and distress, that is already pre-decided from our previous fortunes, previous lives, previous impressions, samskar, karmas, desires. It's all pre-decided. But in this human form of life, Krishna consciousness, that is always an open thing. That is always in our hand. तस्यैव हेतु प्रयतेते कोवितो न लभ्यते यद् भ्रमतामुपरि यदा तल्लभ्यते यद् दुःखवद् अन्यथा सुखम कालेन सर्वत्र गभीर रमसा. The Narad Muni tells this to Vyasdev in first canto, fifth chapter, text 18 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tasyeva hetu. Okay, if it can be brought on the screen, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.18. So tasyeva hetu. Tasyeva means therefore. Hetu, for that purpose, that reason, that cause. What purpose? Tasyeva hetu prayatete kovido. Prayatete means making endeavor. Kovido means what? Someone who is philosophically inclined, one who is intelligent. He should then make endeavor. But for what end make endeavor? For that which cannot be obtained by going up and down in the material worlds, uh, by becoming Brahma or anything. No. So our material Sukh and Dukh quota is already calculated. But the Krishna consciousness license is in our own hands. That no one can take away from us. So this is when externally one could be a king or one could be a homeless. But no one can stop anyone from becoming Krishna conscious. There is blockages for getting a job. Karma is a blockage. For getting a job, a house, a partner, and other things and all. Karma could be a blockage or karma could help. But to become Krishna conscious, there is no blockage. It's not karma coming my way. It's not any other thing coming my way. Just me, myself coming my way. My false ego, my offenses. They are the thing. So Krishna's, this is what, because by the grace of the Lord, everything is carried out automatically. Na? So Krishna told Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. They are already dead. See, such a beautiful exam. In exam, if we get to know already what the result is. So in the war, before the war started, Krishna is showing to Arjuna, look Arjuna, this is the war. This is the future. Krishna is making Arjuna see the future, and all you have to do, Arjuna, is be a face in the war. You just have to be the face in the war. Just be the face in the war. Likewise, for us, automatically, whatever material sukh, happiness, and distress we are bound to get, we are bound to get. Doesn't matter if one is a devotee or not a devotee. But for devotee, it is how he protects his present moment. See, I may be getting $1 billion check. If I'm supposed to get, it will come about anyway. And if I'm supposed to lose it, it will be lost because of my prarabdha karma. But presently, how do I react or respond to it? How do I behave? That is what Krishna matters. That is what Krishna counts. So for us practicing devotees, our past lives and everything is actually burned down or can be burned down by good understanding of Krishna consciousness, by genuine practice, genuine association, by firm faith, firm conviction. Yes, this is my last life, say. एतां शास्ताय परात्मनिष्ठाम् अध्यासितं पूर्वतमेर्महर्षिभिः अहं तरिष्यामि दुरन्तपारं तमो मुकुन्दाग्निसेव सेवैव aham tarisyami durantaparam. This material ocean is very durant, very difficult to surpass, but I will pass it through. How? Uh, uh, Etam sa astaya, with this firm conviction, para atmanishtam, complete faith, conviction in you. uh, Durant aham etam sa astaya para atmanishtam adhyasitam purvatamer maharshibhi. Those sages, the acharyas of previously who have through their blessings. So currently, by keeping Vaishnavas as our role model and inspiration and following in their footsteps, we can easily pass over. As we see Bhagavad Gita 7:14 and other places, Prabhupada writes in purports many a places, and his audio classes he says, right? For even in this chapter 12.67, Tesam aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami na chirat partha ananya yogena bhakti yogena bhavamina chirat partha. So like uh, this material ocean for someone who has taken complete shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, crossing this material ocean becomes like crossing the water in the hoof prints of a calf. How much water is there in the hoof prints of a calf? Very little. Any child can cross over it. So this is why no, Krishna says, "What? Do not be bothered." So Nikhil, a question for you: what is the difference between, say, concerned, bothered, disturbed, or unaffected? We see na, oh, I'm not bothered. Say there is a power failure. Oh, I'm not bothered. I'm not concerned. Uh, or I'm not interested. I don't care. Or I'm unaffected. We have to come to a living where we become unaffected, as in મારો બી રાખો બી જો ઈચ્છા તુમારા. So માનસ દેહો ગેહો જો કિછુ મોર અર્પિતુ દુયાપદે નંદ કિશોર. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajan, right? Very beautiful bhajan. That Krishna manas deho geho, my mind, body, house, whatever I possess is in my name, whatever, it is all yours. I arpit, I offer it. Nanda Kishore, है ना? Tuyapade Nanda Kishore, I offer it at your lotus feet, Krishna. It is all yours, actually. Yes, Nikhil?
Yes, Prabhu. So basic distinction will be like uh, we can say it in like in this manner: careless or carefree. Being careless is like I don't bother. I am not concerned about this. That is carelessness. And being unaffected is like being carefree. Like whatever the cause may be, I will not get disturbed by that or something like that.
Yes. So the Aadhaar, the basis for that has to be sorted out, na? Unaffected is an easy to say, na? Oh, unaffected. पढ़ लिया डिक्शनरी खोल लिया देख लिया क्या मीनिंग होता है unaffected. But how do I live by that unaffected mode, in that unaffected consciousness, when I am in touch with Krishna, when the basis of my life is Krishna, when Krishna becomes the supreme goal, then only I can be unaffected, because I know Krishna is in watching, Krishna is in firm control, Krishna has sanctioned this, so I am unaffected. And because I'm in a loving relationship with Krishna. Otherwise, I cannot become unaffected just like that. So I have to be in a loving relationship with Guru and Gaurang, with devotees. Only then I can be unaffected. And that will please Krishna. If my purpose of my life is to please Guru and Gaurang, then I can stay unaffected. And when I experience that beauty, that mercy, that love coming from Krishna, only then I can be unaffected. When I can see the love of Krishna, the mercy, the joy of practicing Krishna consciousness, how durlabh it is, that I do not deserve it, but yet this mercy has come my way. I do not deserve it, no. How unfortunate, and Krishna is making us this fortunate. So when I truly appreciate that mercy, then I can be unaffected. Then I won't be disturbed. Says not disturbed or bothered. That doesn't mean that we do not do the needful. We should do the needful to keep the body and soul intact, but not get carried away, overwhelmed, bothered by it. And whatever energies we have, we should all mm, apply it in reviving pure, proper Krishna consciousness. Material adjustment, one will be throughout life making adjustments only. Let me settle down with my job, let me settle down with my partner, let me settle down with the house, with children, with in-laws and all. Material life means just settling down, settling down, settling down. So Krishna consciousness has to be protected. And side by side, whatever is coming in our life, take it as a blessing, as a mercy of Krishna. Having said that, yes, we should not take it as a license to be any careless in life. And with devotee association, we will get to know. Uh, when I reveal my heart, mind to a devotee, Guhyam Akhyati Prichati. So when I open myself to a devotee and the devotee authorizes or says, then yes, I know. Am I going careless or carefree? The way to be carefree is being authorized by a devotee, then I'm carefree. Just like a soldier, when he's authorized by the government, he's carefree to act. He's unaffected. But if a soldier does something unauthorized from the government, then he's not carefree. He acted carelessly and he will be affected. Does this answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu.
Any other thoughts, questions, or comments? So we have been asking this question, right? Uh, just maybe think, meditate on this, and if any responses, let me know. Maybe chapter 12 can help you with the answer. So the question being again, what is that quality which is revered, appreciated, sought after, much desired, cherished to have in material life, but in practice of pure Krishna consciousness or in pure Krishna consciousness or in the spiritual world, that quality is a killer. One just thinking of it, one would want to, why, oh no, I should not think on those lines. That quality is a killer. It does not, it cannot sustain, exist at all in pure Krishna consciousness. But that quality is very much desired, cherished, sought after in material life. So think of this. If there are any thoughts, what that emotion quality is, then please share and see if this chapter 12 helps us in understanding that, because it is all about attitude now. So talent, attitude, and character. Talent is okay. Talent, we may be talented, we may not be talented. Talent means wow, singing very nice. Talent means having some natural gift, some upper hand, na. But in devotee association, we can make an attitude, and Krishna is more pleased with the attitude. That is what he wants, and we can shape up a character. So practicing Krishna consciousness, we become a gentleman or a gentle lady, a gentle woman, and all this is to attract the mercy of Krishna. Again, ये जेंटलनेस कोई हमारी सांस नहीं लगती है ना. सत्य बोलना और ये त्याग करना, ये कोई सांस नहीं लगती हमारी. So it's gentleness and speaking truth and having self-control and living very detached life. We are not in favor of that. Krishna consciousness is not to become a gentle person, is not to become a renounced person. It's not to carry a renounced consciousness, not to carry self-controlled consciousness. No, it is to become Krishna conscious, to become a pure, humble devotee of Krishna in the line of disciplic succession. Develop a subservient mood, understand what is my spiritual identity, cry for my spiritual identity, form and spiritual service in line with Guru and Gaurang, in line with following in the footsteps of Brajvasis. So think of the question, what is that quality which is most very revered in material life but is a killer in pure Krishna consciousness? And let us know. Okay, we leave it here. Thank you very much for your participation and encouragement. Uh, and next reading will start from chapter 13. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.